Vrystaters wat die een opgestorm het nie. Die bal was nie oor die doodlyn nie. Mike Bailey het doodgedruk. Maar Lance Sherrill. Net binnekant sy kwartgebied. Pragtig uit die lug het gepluk. Dennis van Sail. Thies van Toner, Pierre Rautenbach, die manne is daar. Martens wag vir hom. Jannie de Beer. Uitlik op die middellyn. Pieter Muller wat die bal verloor het, maar is 'n strafskop, die eerste strafskop van die wedstryd.
Langs die loskram.
Manne wat nie gebind het nie, sê meneer Fransie Muller. Punte in Currie-Beeker rugby tot dusver hierdie seisoen. Vir Andre Joubert. Sielkundig baie beteken vir die Vrystaat indien hulle die neuskamp voorkry. Die eerste minuut van hierdie wedstryd. Met die linkervoet, hy gly as hy skop. Kobusburger. Met sy linkervoet. Kyk van waar die strafskop was, die eerste lyn staan.
Dis ons gesien hoe André daar gly, maar ek dink in die skrams kan dit daar baie wees dat die manne hulle voete nie te ver terugsit nie. Miskien die voete 'n bietjie meer na die kop se kant toe bring om daardie balans op hierdie natveld makliker te bereik.
Boete vir u of weer boete iemand wat gedeflekteer het, Henty Martin swak aangee onder geweldige druk. Pierre Rautenbach. Geweldige druk van Martens deur tot by Jannie de Beer.
Wacht vir die bal.
Die eerste skrum van die wedstryd.
Die veld is nat.
Van Dalk
Ek wil
gelede
die
gaan.
skram met bo, ek wil nie onnodige strafskop uitgee nie, hè?
Freddy Ferreira sal moet ingooi. Dis Freddy en Maritjie Ferreira se gesin wat nou 3 is nadat Mieke, pragtige dogter, donderdag vir hulle gebore is.
Ek gaan vir so 'n keer loop jy.
Kry sy
So 'n keer
waarskuwing.
loop jy.
En nog 'n strafskop vir die Vrystaat. Baie swart aan die strafskop.
Kyk na die
Wat
val.
druk teen Piet Bester.
In die wedstryd.
Neely goed deflecteer. Andre iemand wat vasmaak. Freddy Ferreira, Charlie Cronje. Weer Freddy Ferreira, die kan die klein kantje Andre. Iemand is daar. Het hy die ondersteuning. Kry dit van Keith Andrews.
Die stukkie spel hier deur die voorspelers van Wes-Provinsie. Goeie tweede fase afgedwing daar deur Charlie Cronje. Dieselfde soos in die wedstryd in Noord-Transvaal het Wes-Provinsie baie goed gelyk die oomblik wat die bal hier naby aan die voorspelers gehou word. Ek sal graag wil sien of hulle hierdie week 'n bietjie gewerk het daaraan om oor die veld toe te kom as Vrystaat in die bal hier na die buitesenters toe neem.
Baie aandag hierdie week gekry aan die WPS gespeel, verstaan ons.
Hy bal gekrap, het is 'n aanslag geweest, was geen voordeel nie, wat wil hy? Nou, it's
Vrystaat het
You had
geklap.
a knock on this, so it's no advantage. Hele bal.
Piet Bester teen Bali Swart hier Niederskant. Te diep. Hy is nog 120, Jannie de
Die
Beer.
lyn staan nou op.
2-3 gedruk in die Currie-Beeker wedstryd vir die Vrystaat teen Noord-Transvaal vroeër vanjaar op Loftusversveld.
Jy druk op die man se skouer.
Dennis van Sail wat gestraf word en Lance Sherrill wat zeer sekerlik gaan pale toe korrel. Hendrik Trieter van Transvaal, die man wat tweede is op die Currie-Beeker punteleer hierdie seisoen. Trieter 84, Lance Sherrill 61. Elke span het 'n geleentheid pale toe gehad. Andre Joubert het misluk met sy poging. Kies de Pereira en hy gaan terugdraf na sy plek toe. En WP is 3-0 voor na 5 minute in die eerste helfte.
So die strafskop dan gekom, die nommer 4, so die skeieregter het gesê, druk hier op die skouer van Neeligo en nommer 4 natuurlik Dennis van Sail van die Vrystaat in die strafskop en 3 punte vir Wes-Provinsie by.
Janie de Beer wat die wedstryd begin het vir die Vrystaat afgeskop het. Nou is dit Andre Joubert. Dit is toch Janie de Beer. Joubert het die stelwerk gedoen. Mike Bailey. De linkervoet verplaas spel na so 12 meter by die kwartgebied van die WP voor die skoor wegvallen doen. Even vir korte lyn staan. Henty Martens, Janie de Beer. Pragtig raak gevat. Weer Henty Martens. Brendan Venter het probleme. Maar 'n vryskop wat toegeken gaan word aan die Vrystaat.
4-3. Hulle was 4 gewees, hulle was 3.
Vryskop dan vir die oortreding. Een man meer as die Vrystaat was die WP. Andre Joubert se skepskop nie, hy gaan nie. En 'n goeie skopie word vir hom. Neil Burger is daar. Hy is nie uit nie. Janie de Beer. Ja, Charlotte
Wat
het
wil jy die
opgevolg.
strafskop daar of die skram? Die
Gaan hulle die
strafskop daar,
skram
waar hy
verkies?
kan hardloop het op die skram daar onderkant.
Hulle gaan die skram verkies in 'n baie aanvallende posisie. Lance Sherrill was onkant.
Eintlik 'n baie goeie besluit hier deur die Vrystaat om die skrim te vat, want hulle kry ook by die skrim die geleentheid om die bal in te gooi. As hulle die strafskop gevat het en uitgeskop het, dan is dit Wes-Provinsie se ou goeie lynstand.
Sonnetjie wat weer kom hier op Nieuweland. Henty Martens voor die skram van die Vrystaat. Hy swaai. Dis Janie de Beer. Brendan Venter gly. Die veld is geweldig nat, onthou dit. Terug na Pieter Muller. Kobus Burger is vanaf daar. Vrystaat wat agter toe speel. Pierre Rautenbach wil die bal uithaal. Maar as dit Freddy Ferreira. Ook hy gly. Maar sy skop gaan uitwees. En hy red sake vir die WP.
Die gewoonte van veral die binnesenter om na binne te speel gaan vandag baie bemoeilik word hier by die Noordveld. Ons het gesien daar hoe maklik die manne se voete onder uitgaan.
1-5-6 is die teken van André Bester. Bedoel vir Dennis van Sail. Klapwerk, André Kloete. Janie de Beer. Gaan van Mike Bailey beproef. Hy is buitekant sy kwartgebied. Pieter Muller is vanaf daar. Vrystaat as die bal lospat. Wil vir hom hê, hulle wil vir hom hê. Maar daar was baie
Man,
aanslaane.
die bal het vir jou hand af vorentoe gekom toe die bal voor uitgekrap het. WP bal.
Dit was 'n skitterende hoë skop. Dit daar die 2-3 wat Bailey buitekant sy 22 moes kom, anders kon hy miskien 'n merk gevang het, maar die druk onmiddellik op die Wes-Provinsie die oomblik wat daardie bal bietjie kort van die 22 is.
Weer Freddy Ferreira. Kyk wat terug waar die lyn staan net nou was.
Die lyn staan nou oop hè. Meter in mekaar uit. 3-5-2. Baba.
Henty Martens. Piet Bester, dis Janie de Beer. Die moet ver gehardloop word deur Mike Bailey. Gaan die bal vir hom. Flous nie heeltemal nie, hy gly tog. En dan voor Elgard Muller en Pieter Muller moet hy die bal uitskop, maar Vrystaat het verveld gewen. Mike Bailey sal moet kom red. Buitelik op sy doellyn. Hy gaan nie uitskop nie. Andre Joubert gaan die skepskop pale toe. Nee, Janie de Beer. Patterson het vanaf opgevolg. Kobus Burger was daar. Vrystaat moet nou pas op van onkant. Is Kobus vanaf Neil Burger. Vanaf hy self opgevolg, Henty Martens op die middellyn. En spite van hierdie nat veld is die spanne wat bereid is om te hardloop op die bal, maar Janie de Beer bly lê vir die Vrystaat.
Dus ja, ek dink daar die enkelbal met 'n bietjie sleg getrap toe Kobus Burger om daar laag gevat het.
En pas Rademeier, ou Transvaaler, reserve vir die Vrystaat vandag wat losmaak. Sien daar is 'n probleem by Pieter Muller, hy hou vas hier aan sy linkerbobeen. Het sal baie jammer wees as enigeen van hierdie spanne 'n speler moet verloor. Daar is Pieter Muller, net so 'n bietjie aan sy linkerbobeen hou vas. Tussen is Janie de Beer, hy voel nie gelukkig nie. Hy gaan tydelik die veld verlaat. En dit sal werklik 'n groot terugslag wees vir die Vrystaat. Pote Iman wat uitgeskuif het heel agter toe Andre Joubert staan nou op loskakel. Freddy Ferreira kry vir Lance Sherrill. Dis Kobus Burger. En as einste Pote Iman. Nee. Ewen Skippers. Lance Sherrill met hierdie skoppie van hom. Dit kan 'n goeie hoërskop wees. Pote Iman is daar, pragtig. Henty Martens, heeft 'n probleme vir hom, hy is onder geweldige druk. DP se losspelers wat bykom. Wanneer die bal vanaf uitkom, maar steeds Pote Iman. Wat eenvoudig vir die Vrystaat 'n pad oop beur, na kom hy uit aan die Vrystaat se kant. Henty Martens en as nie lief vir die bal optel, was daar reeds 'n oortreding.
Vrystaat bal.
En die Wes-provinsie se losvoorspelers 'n bietjie stadig
Ja,
met daardie
ja,
bal.
ja,
Dit was
ja,
eintlik
ja, ja,
die
die bal terugkom.
vaste manne wat voor die losmanne daar by die bal en aangekom het en dit kan 'n mens nie. En jou losvoorspelers moet daar die druk daar plaas.
Dit is Janie de Beer wat in sy enkel aandag kry. Andre Joubert van binnekant sy kwartgebied skop nie uit nie. Kobus Burger. Strafskop aan die Vrystaat. Daar was nie voordeel vir hulle nie. WP was onkant en Janie de Beer is gereed om terug te kom op die veld. Goeie nuus vir die Vrystaat. Hanke pink 'n bietjie. Ons hou styf duim vas vir hom. Al sy enkel lyk dit ook hier na sy bobeen. Nou sit die Vrystaat se ingooi.
Mag geef, op die lyn staan. Julle sê om mee te mekaar, uit hierso.
100% suksesverhaal vir die WP. Vrystaat alle balle wat verloor. Andre Bester se ingooi nou. Andre Kloete. Henty Martens gaan kry. Janie de Beer pragtig opgetel. Pote Iman. Hy is 'n sterke derduiwel. Henty Martens kry weer. Janie de Beer. Andre Joubert aan sy buitekant. Dis bedoel vir Jalgard Muller en ook vir Pieter Muller, maar Mike Bailey wat pragtig op die bal gaan val. Die omstandighede is moeilik.
Maar pragtige werk hier deur Pote Iman. Hy het net buitekant die loskakelposisie ingeneem, reguit vorentoe gegaan en die tweede fase het daardie bal vinnig teruggekom en onmiddellik was die Vrystaaters hier aan die steelkant gereed om die doellyn aan te val.
Weer 'n verkorte lyn staan. Strafskop aan die Vrystaat. Lyk my teen Keith Andrews. Andrew Aitken sal gaan vra. Stampspring voor in die lyn staan met die elmboog deur Keith Andrews. En geleentheid vir Andre Joubert dan om sake gelyk op te maak vir die Vrystaat. Tweede poging. Eerste poging was feitlik in lyn op die 15 meter lyn as hierdie hele, maar heel wat verder.
Dit is interessant die feit dat hy die bal heel wat nader aan die doellyn stel op 'n redelike droë call. Normaalweg sou hy miskien buite die 22 gekom het, maar 'n baie nat call net nie buite die 22.
Is die 22 meter lyne is dit werklik baie nat. Dis Andre Joubert wat die saak gelyk opmaak. 3-0. Strafskop aan die elke span. 15 minute verstreke in die eerste helfte. Pierre Rautenbach wat met sake kom ry, die bal is nie uit nie. Dries van Tonder wil hom uittrap en dan is daar so 'n bietjie oor-ywerigheid. Dan sal terugkom vir die skram.
Vrystaatbal. Kom. Wacht maar eens man, hierdie veld is nat. Kom aan.
Kry vir André Joubert. Die Vrystaatse wittrui sal na die einde van hierdie wedstryd geweldig veel wees. Andrew Aitken, DP se kaptein. Tot Ivan, Inti Martens, Brendan Venter of Pieter Muller. Mike Bailey gaan van een keer laat spring. Wat aanslaan is van Inti Martens, waar die swart is vinnig daar. Maar hulle sal terugkom vir hierdie vaste skram. Feitelik op die kwartlyn van die Vrystaat.
Chris, ek sien daar Bali Swart blykbaar 'n vinger in die oog gekry. Toe Henty Martens hom daar 'n bietjie weggestoot het. Maar alhoewel ons 20 minute se spel gehad het tot dusver, Chris, nog nie werklik enige een van hierdie twee spanne wat gevaarlik gelyk het of gelyk het asof hulle 'n 3 gaan aanteken het.
Piet Pestry teen Bali Swart. André Human gaan omgedop word. Dis op die kwartlyn van die Vrystaat waar Freddy Ferreira wag vir hierdie bal. Andrew Aitken nou in 'n losskakelposisie. Nou is Einste Aitken. Aangenaam Keith Andrews wat verlore gaan. Kobus Burger wat optel. Freddy Ferreira kry vir hom. Hy word afgesny. Vrystaat wat nou eenvoudig vir WP terugdra. Danny de Beer. Dis Brendan Venter, Neil Burger wat probeer daar onderskep en as dit Eben Skeepers. Hy kom daar by 'n man verby. Bal wat weggestamp is, nou tel Neil Burger die bal op. Dis Neil Burger. Hy kry pragtig vir Kobus Burger. Ja, Neil Burger, van Neil Burger. En dit maak die lyn toe en 'n bal oorval. Die skeieregter kan 'n strafskop teken in die Vrystaat as Neil Burger nie die bal onmiddellik verlos het toe hy geduik is nie.
Hy stap in die saan.
Hy het effens gedraai.
Kom hier nou, Sipa, wat gaan hier aan?
Die doellyn af.
En Neil Burger wat seer gekry het.
Leen stil.
Onmiddellik nie Fransie Muller wat vir hom sê, hou jou stil, pote iemand wat kom kyk. Serings wat so baie maklik kan gebeur as dit so nat is. Daar dit begin Kobus Burger.
Hy gaan nou vir Neil Burger weer hier aan die binnekant
Kan nie aangaan nie, ons moet eers wag.
Neil Burger wat nou vir albei alle kante af toegepak word en op die ou en André Bester wat aan die grond. Daar kan jy sien hoe hy draai om dan die bal net kort van die doellyn af en die reël sê dat jy moet die bal onmiddellik neersit of met een beweging oor die doellyn gaan vir 'n 3.
Dit kan baie maklik een van sy eie spelers wees wat vir hom beseer het daar. Dit was bloot 'n ongeluk. Daar is dit André Bester wat inkom wat vir Neil Burger grond toe bring. Alles volgens die reël. Met 'n Vrystater. Kom val op hom. Lyn staan dan net in die kwartgebied van die Vrystaat waar WP die bal kan ingooi. Freddy Ferreira. Ons spelers van die WP wat steeds gesit het daarvan wil hy terugkom, kan hy terugkom. Die vaste skram geken word aan die WP, maar gaan daar 'n oortreding wees. En een strafskop dan aan die Vrystaat, of liever aan die WP. Een ontoelaatbare spel, maar kom ons sluit eers aan by David van der Sand.
Wat sien? Bal buite
Ja, ek
gewees.
sit hier by Jannie de Beer, die Vrystaatse loskakel wat van die veld is. Jannie, kan jy vir ons vinnig vertel wat het gebeur?
Man, ek weet nie. Ek is die bal het losgespring en ek het hom opgetel. En die volgende oomblik was daar een van die JP's daar. En toe ek die bal paas toe val hy. Ek is seker 'n ongeluk, maar toe ek val, het my voet gedraai na die binnekant toe val hy van agteraf van die kant af op die voet op die binnekant van my enkel. Ja, lyk my, ek weet nie.
Jannie, baie dankie. Ja, dit is natuurlik 'n groot terugslag vir die Vrystaat. Hulle ander loskakel, Henry Hannibal, het ook op die oomblik 'n ernstige ribbesering. So dit is 'n groot terugslag vir die Vrystaat, maar Hempas Rademeier dan reeds op die veld in die plek dan van Jannie de Beer wat beseer is.
So it's going to be Lance Sherrill with this penalty attempt right on the far side, the railway side touchline. And this, of course, to put Western Province 3 points in the lead. Difficult circumstances, as you see in the background there, Neil Berger going onto the field. Important kick for Sherrill. Martin's doing the cleaning up work for Free State. Just hooking that one slightly, did Lance Sherrill. And that's a good kick out. Just catching Mike Bailey a little bit out of position. There's Hempus Rademeier, the replacement for Jannie de Beer. So what has happened now is Free State, in fact, have moved Andre Joubert up to fly half. Of course, they've got Helfart Muller on the wing, who has played fly half for Free State before. Good jump by FC Smith, but he couldn't gather it in. A boot gets it back to Pereira. 18 minutes to go in the half. Martin's just making sure that he knows where Andre Joubert is. Free State trying to get the second shove going, but the field's very wet. Difficult one for Joubert, nicely picked up. Pereira, who was up against Joubert there. Great tackle by FC Smith. Playing the ball on the ground.
Dis die tweede keer na die koeler, in die koeler.
Although that was in fact Cheese van Tonda, who was penalised there for stamping on the Western Province player. And it was the second time that he had done it, so he's going to spend some time in the cooler.
Yes, there have been a couple of nasty incidents. Evan Skeppers with his knee into Neil Berger just now wasn't very pleasant. It's not going to help this game. Conditions aren't good underfoot. Tricky for the backs, but I think this might favour Western Province. Western Province not as mobile a side as Free State. Free State like to move the ball around. Province play a much more static type of game.
Robinson on at the front of the line-out.
Zie, jammer, je moet gelijk ongelukkig aan die tunnel zetten. Jammer.
Well, he's just actually telling Cheese van Tonda thought that he'd be coming back onto the field, but Mr. Francie Miller just indicating to him that he must stand at the tunnel. Play by Andrew Patterson.
Daar is voor en toe. Vrystaat bal.
So territorially, this latter part of this half, the Western Province certainly having the better of it over Free State. Martins waits. Hempus Rademeier has moved up into a kicking position, but it goes to Joubert. Very quickly off the back there, late tackle by Andrew Aitken. Joubert. That's a safe enough kick by Andre Joubert. It's not that easy to kick the ball great distances with this wet underfoot. We've seen a bit of a change now to the Free State reshuffling their backline as it's taken in by Rotenbach. Good drive by him. Martins put him on in the fly half position. Lovely double round by Henty. Martins keeps his hand above the tackle nicely. Fed back by Andrew Aitken. Ferreira and Gelderbloem. A long one. Couldn't find Neil Burger. The big heavy man battling to keep his feet. The referee's whistle has gone for the knock-on. So it's Western Province advantage. Everybody thought that Free State looked like they had a scoring opportunity, but Mr. Francine Muller had called them back for the knock-on.
Yes, I think that Free State wise to leave Andre Jabir at the back there. He's such a dangerous attacker.
Can't do anything about it. Nothing I can do about it.
So you see number 14 there, as we just saw, EP leading Natal by 6 points to 3. It's not an easy game for Natal, that in Port Elizabeth. Pereira, Sherrill. Muller was up to him very quickly, but a good clearance by Lance Sherrill. A man who certainly kept Western Province in the game against Northern Transvaal last week. There we see that Free State have a very good record on their own put-in. Picked up by Charlie Clunier.
5-4.
Too many men, Western Province, in that line-out. We've seen a lot of short line-outs from Free State. And Andre Yabert just pumping it down into Western Province 22. So no doubt they'll look to Neil Hugo to win this line out for them. As he just makes to go as if he was going to take a quick one, but couldn't gather it in. A lovely pass from Martins. Muller scoring a goal, but not a drop. Bailey.
It's not a good decision by Alfred Miller there, winning a ball. This province's line-out ball, and they won it. And then to have a drop with your wrong foot, not a good idea.
Sherrill went a long way over to the railway grandstand to kick that one from the 22. Good drive by Barley Swart. Ferreira, seeing that there was open spaces there. Hempus Rademacher has to get back quickly. He's got Yabert in support. Van der Merwe is up very quickly. Nice playing by Yabert, but too far. FC Smith there was very quickly up to Yabert. So was Charlie Clunier. Good spreading defence there by Western Province. Lovely jump by FC Smith. Now the drive from the Western Province forwards. To keep it going down the middle as Andrews works it back. Clunier on the charge. Well tackled by Clunier's namesake. This is Sherrill. Gelderbloem heavily tackled by Peter Muller. Well picked up by Kobusberger. Eventually it's Hempus Rademacher coming away with it. He had Andre Yabert on his outside, and now the chase between Kobusberger and Andre Yabert. Lovely play by the Springbok centre. Must stay on his feet now. He's well tackled by Bester. And Free State coming away with it, but there was an infringement.
Yes, lots of good rugby there. Good defence by Kobusberger, saving Andre Jabir at all times. He props up this Free State backline. Lovely to have a fellow like Andre Jabir at fullback. He can pick a young side, and he's in there, comes in outside the fly, outside the centres, always around. Nice to have an experienced player with such an attacking approach to the game.
Well, that ball almost been lost by Western Province there as it found a stray boot. And the kick by Ferreira just a little bit too far. Mr. Paul van Blommenstein, the far side touch judge, was watching it very carefully. So suddenly Free State having some of the advantage. And a real mix-up there between the Free State forwards and their hooker. The drive taken on by Western Province as they latched onto it very quickly. Sherrill had men in numbers on the outside, but preferring to test Cheese van Tonda. Well taken by Gelderbloem. Can he open this up? Van der Merwe is up there. Backfoot is Rademacher for Free State. Tackle by Sherrill. Feed by Yabert to Martins. Nice little kick by him. Can he regather? Yes. Well tackled by Neil Hugo.
Al is vorentoe gegaan in die aanslag. Weer bal.
A nice bit of play by Glenn Gelderblom there. Good rugby player, watched the ball, caught it and then transferred nicely to Kobus van der Merwe. But Free State always willing to look for an opportunity. We had Freddie Ferreira just now with a couple of men on his right, kicking it away.
Ferreira again, it's Radamer under it, had a lot of experience in having played over 100 games for Transvaal, but that was out on the full. Short line out by Western Province. Hugo very quickly through the hands. This is Sherrill. And finding Human on the outside, popping up in the centre position.
Hy het niemand daar getrap hier van nie. Hy het niemand daar getrap nie. Ek sal hom straf as dit so is. Dis ek sal hom straf as dit jou trap.
The referee just explaining to Cheese van Tonder that he's got everything under control. Van Tonder, I think, was complaining that Andrew Patterson had run in there with the boots, but the referee was right on the spot. Good scrum by Free State, putting pressure on Andrew Aitken. Van Tonder is onto him very quickly. That was good defensive work by the Free State. They got onto that loose ball, but Aitken just unable. It was good scrumming by Free State that caused the pressure. Not easy to scrum that much on these wet fields. Martins beating Muller. Back for it is Aitken. Radamer with the chase. Western Province again calling the short line out in there. Charlie Crinier and Hugo tapping it over. Aitken went to ground. Now Sivan Wester was up there very quickly.
Hulle was 3 lyns aan geweest, twee bal ingegooi het, so hard die bal weg. Hulle was 3 lyns aan, toe hard die bal weg, die bal so aangegooi het.
Too many in the line out by Free State. Sherrill. And a safe enough touch.
I don't know about you, Hugh, but in those situations, wouldn't it be better in these conditions to hoop one up high, keep the ball in field, Province kicking it out here, giving Free State the put in again, not gaining a hell of a lot of ground.
Well, there you see that the percentage for Western Province has dropped a little bit in the lineouts, not winning quite as many of their own ball, but this time they do. Van Sel with a good jump, a little bit of help from his supports. Muller. That's about the cleanest jersey on the field. Certainly interesting to see these Free State outside backs, all of whom are former SA Schools players, the fly half, the 2 centres and the urban skippers. Charlie Crinier on the drive. Nice ball for Ferreira. Sherrill. Long one out to Kobus Burger. Darting back inside, making some good running. He was well tackled by Cheese van Tonder. Gathered the ball in again. Crowd didn't like it. This time there is playing on the ground. Well, again, a good run by Kobus Burger, reading the conditions nicely. Always, one said the British backs are always very good at taking the inside jink and causing great problems with the defenders who have to stop immediately and often slip in the mud. Kobus Burger reading that well. So Sherrill has this opportunity, bang in front of the uprights. FC Smith, who's just receiving a bit of attention, having it. In fact, it's not, it's Andre Human.
It's disappointing that we haven't got good conditions for this game. We were looking forward to seeing the Free State side. We haven't seen a lot of good back play down in Cape Town. We haven't seen the Transvaal side yet this year, who have been playing all the rugby. So we were looking forward to seeing Honeyball and De Beer, and De Beer's injured now. So, but nice to see Hempus Radamer again, another attacking player.
Well, what will Henny Becker think of this kick from Lance Sherrill? Just 5 minutes to go in the half. It's important for Western Province to get a lead. He struck it cleanly. 3 points to Western Province. Well, I can assure you that my scorebook is starting to read just like the Lance Sherrill story. I have, from last Saturday, 7 penalties, and now today on my score sheet, just the 2 by Lance Sherrill, as against the 1 by Andre Joubert for Free State. Free State kicking to this side of the field because Sherrill favouring the left foot. Good drive by Western Province. All the forwards in there. Ferreira, Sherrill. This is Martins. Western Province couldn't go for him because they were offside. In fact, Martins would be a little bit unhappy about that ball. He could have made the running because the Western Province players, in fact, could not tackle him. But a man who was at Hilton College just last year, so this is a huge step up. Ferreira reading the play well. This is Cronier. Ferreira again. Hugo has got Patterson on the outside. Mala comes across with a tackle. The ball's gone forward. Good driving play by Western Province, but that ball went forward from Andrew Patterson. And now what are the fellows just deciding that they'll get to know each other a bit better? Andrew Aitken was up there. They didn't hear the referee's whistle go because the crowd were right behind their Western Province players. Not easy for the front rankers to hold the scrum now. Martins. Ferreira is ready to pressurise. And Andre Joubert, they shut him out on the left foot, which was clever defensive work by the Western Province players. We just heard that Eastern Province are leading Natal 13 points to 7. State again, a little bit of a mix-up there, but the advantage to them at the scrummage. Mala also having trouble with his footing. This is Van der Merwe. He's got Charlie Cronier. This time is Neil Hugo in support. Cronier now in possession. Support from SC Smith. Can they get it back? Yes, to Ferreira quickly. Riley Swart. Sherrill, the long one to Kobusberger, doubling around was Van der Merwe. Again, Kobusberger wrong foot in the Free State defence. Rotenbach, who got it back there to Van Zyl. Martins under a lot of pressure. Great tackle by FC Smith. Can they get the ball back? And Province have us put in at the scrum. Great attacking position.
And FC Smith emerging as one of the finds of the season, really playing very good rugby. He's improved his line-out play, and his work has always been very good on the tight loose. Had a great tackle there.
Even in the scrums, has a chance for Aitken. He's good on the charge. Good tackle by Martins and Rotenbach. Ferreira again, this time it's Charlie Cronier. Can Free State put up with this sort of pressure for much longer? Andrews on the charge. He's scragged by Pute Himan. Feedback by FC Smith. This time it's Barley Swart. Ferreira against Sherrill. Now they've got a chance to run the long ball from Kobusberger. Does well to get it back to Neil Berger. He's a difficult man to stop in this situation. Can Western Province win the ball again? No, Free State get it back. Martins was trying to get his pass in, and a Western Province
on the ground, playing the man.
Just interfering with Martins clearing that ball.
There was absolutely no reason for Sherrill to give the long pass there. He missed out Kelderblom with an overlap looming. And put the backs under pressure where I think an overlap was coming up.
Well, Andre Joubert is able to bring relief for Free State, and I can assure you that that was welcome relief too, with the pressure that Western Province were putting on the charge from their forwards. But full marks to Free State, their defence held up. Nice to see Andrew Patterson back from injury. Short line out. Hugo with a feed down, but there was interference. And now what will they do with just 10 seconds on our stopwatch to go in this half? I'm sure that Lance Sherrill may well attempt a shot at goal. Little or no wind to speak of. And that, I assure you, is not an easy kick with this muddy ball and field.
As we noticed in the early game, the kickers finding it very difficult. In fact, slipping several times. Well, you saw Andre Joubert earlier on slipping as he took a kick at goal.
line just behind him. He seems to have found a reasonably firm piece of ground. A great deal depends on what happens to his right foot here, as he has to put more pressure onto his right foot to be able to get the oomph into the kick. He struck it well enough. Has it got the legs? Great kick. Well, the referee's whistle has gone for half-time. That is, you can see the joy of Mike Bailey. Little tap of congratulations for him. That certainly will have given Western Province the advantage and enable them to relax a little bit, gain 6 points into the lead, and we will be back with Chris Moller and Tiny Neethling in a few minutes.
And we'll be right back with the second half.
Sometime or other, you or one of your family might have to be hospitalized. You may well recover perfectly. But what about your finances? And the expenses that medical aid doesn't cover? That's why Sanlam has introduced the hospital policy that shelters you against hospital costs at an affordable premium, giving you a cash injection when you need it most. The hospital policy from Sanlam, assuring your tomorrow for sure.
British royalty inspired it centuries ago, bestowing a noble sport with the world-famous traditions of Royal Ascot and the Derby. Here, each year during the first week of July, this proud heritage lives on with the most prestigious event of the racing calendar. In fine tribute to the sport of kings, the country's leading thoroughbreds present a unique spectacle of grandeur and excitement. The Rothmans July, the greatest racing event of the year.
CNA, TDK and TV1 Top Sport give you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a trip to Wimbledon 1992 and to win other fabulous prizes from CNA and TDK, including 5 JVC palm-sized video recorders worth R5,000 each, plus 125 TDK videotape and watch sets. Catch the Wimbledon competition on 1 from July the 1st to the 7th, and make sure you get it down for good.
The Currie Cup is one of South Africa's most prestigious trophies. It's at Kings Park now, but for the past 10 years it's been displayed either at Loftus Versfeld or at Newlands. Now TopSport brings you a decade of Currie Cup rugby finals. Finals dominated until this year's big match by those two great rivals from North and South, Northern Transvaal and Western Province. Currie Cup Finals contains highlights from all 11 matches. It's available from selected supermarkets, hyperstores, newsagents, or from TopSport Marketing, Johannesburg 714-8080.
And a half-time score at Buddha Rasmus, EP 13, Natal 10. So difficult conditions there, also keeping the scores rather low. It's Western Province 9 and Free State 3. Let's go back to David van der Sant.
Welkom terug weer hier op Nieuweland. By my Gerrie Sonnek is afrigter van die Vrystaatspan. Gerrie, ek dink daardie 2 strafdoele wat julle hier kort voor die eerste helfte, einde van die eerste helfte afgestaan het, kan miskien uiteindelik deurslaggewend wees.
Ja, laas jaar ons skopvoet is baie akkuraat en ons sal moet kyk, Vrystaat moenie foute maak in binne trefafstand nie. Hy sit hulle in hierdie moeilike toestande selfs van die middellyn af wat wys hy's baie gevaarlik.
Dit lyk my die taktiek gaan hier wees om die bal maar by die voorspelers te hou, nie te probeer om die bal vleuels toe te gee nie en so min as moontlik hanteerfoute te maak.
Ja, op die stadium doen WP dit baie effektief. Hulle gebruik hulle groot flanke baie goed en hulle kry die voordeellyn oorgesteek. Is net 'n kwessie van die span wat gaan hou nou onder druk.
Die besering van Janie de Beer, is dit 'n groot ontwrigting?
Ja, nog voor hom het Pieter Miller ook 'n duispier getrek wat ons maar op die veld hou. Ons hoop maar hy vererger nie, maar hy ondervind heelwat las van pyn. Hy bly op die veld en ons sal kyk of ons die dinge kan vasvang daar.
Gerrie, baie dankie. Kom ons kyk hoe verloop die tweede helfte. Die telling 9-3 in die guns van die Weselike Provinsie.
Ja, intussen is dit Neil Burger van die WP wat ook die veld verlaat het en Stef Nel is nou op vleuel. Kobus Burger speel nou regtervleuel en Stef Nel speel aan linker. Kobus van der Merwe nie, Kobus Burger nie, Kobus van der Merwe wat nou regtervleuel speel, Stef Nel speel linkervleuel, Henty Martins. Hy staat front Hada gaan 'n strafskop kom as die WP manne onkant is daar. Probeer terugkrap van die ander. Andre iemand wat gestraf is as hy die bal probeer terugkrap het.
German ball.
Vrystaat was 'n bietjie stadig om by die lyn staan te kom.
Op die lyn staan nou net nie so. Lyk heel lekker. Dis te veel staan vir voor in die lyn staan. Ek vra nou vir die vlagmanne of hulle te help as hierdie standbreek uitgesorteer word in die lyn staan. Jy hou jou vlag uit as daar probleme is.
Stef Nel, eintlik 'n skramskakel. So baie spasie van die veld kom. Freddy Ferreira kry vir hom. En pas Rademeier, Andre Joubert van binnekant sy kwartgebied. Maar WP het so 13-14 meter veld gewen.
Chris, dit is die een aspek van deze provincie se tweede fase. Dit is eintlik 'n eerste fase bal waar die agterspelers nog altyd 17-7 is. En alhoewel hulle heelwat van hierdie balle wen, kan die agterspelers nie werklik 'n platform kry om die doellyn aan te val nie. En met 40 minute wat verby is, het ek nog nie behalwe
die doellyn staan oop
werklik aangeval het. Het dit nog nie gelyk asof deze provincie uitgebroke spel uit 'n 3 gaan kry.
Andre Joubert van hierdie strafskop van die Vrystaat weer binne trefafstand plaas op so 10 meter by die kwartgebied van die WP voor die Spoorweg paviljoen.
14, 26, 11.
Cancel 14, 9, 3. Okay, 14, 22, 11.
Freddy Ferreira kry vir hom Lance Sherrill, hy's binnekant sy kwartgebied met die linkervoet. Skopstryd in die eerste paar minute van die tweede helfte.
Sherrill wat ontwikkel in 'n baie goeie skoppende loskakel. Ek dink hier in die Wes-provinsie sal heelwat van die ondersteuners hom graag ook wil sien in 'n aanvallende as 'n aanvallende loskakel.
Charlie, come in front. Watch Charlie.
Dennis van Suil, goeie werk. Maar hy gaan gestraf word. Hy het deur die lyn staan gegaan.
Chris, ek dink jy was nou 'n rukkie weg, maar vandat jy teruggekom het, lyk my die reëls in die lynstaande ook weer verander. Blykbaar word die ondersteuning van die slotte nou weer toegelaat. Ek het in die wedstryd tussen Noord-Transvaal ook hier dieselfde ding gesit. Ek kyk, ek weet nie, miskien weet jy meer of dit weer terug is.
Nee, dit was net vir my interessant in 'n wedstryd tussen Beglèche en Toulouse in Frankryk. Hulle finaal van die beker. Is daar geweldig baie ondersteuning in die lyn staan. Kom ons kyk net hierdie beweging. Kobus van der Merwe wil vry, maar Kobus Burger is eerste daar. En byna 'n misverstand vir die WP wat uitgebuit is deur die Vrystaat. Maar baie beslis, daar is meer ondersteuning in die lyn staan en miskien is dit die tendens ook vir die Oseese spanne, want daar was bitter min oortredings in die spesifieke wedstryd in Frankryk waar daar strafskoppe te beken is na lyn staan.
Terminie ons gooi die bal as die man op die grond is, nie hoor. Kom manne, kom, ek hulle lekker skram weg. Dankie.
Elgard Muller, is bedoel vir Pieter Muller en ook en pas Rademeier, maar die verdediging van die WP wat hou. WP het steeds besit daar van Pierre Rautenbach se verdediging is daar. Dink Raoul de Villiers se hart in Bloemfontein klop seker warm as die Vrystaat so die aanval doen.
Hy het die gewoonte om my normaalweg op 'n maandag te bel na die WP Vrystaat wedstryd. Geweldig baie strafskop in die laaste klompie wedstryde wat ek dopgehou het. Veral wanneer die bal grond toe gaan waar spelers geneig is om oor die bal te val.
Dennis van Zyl en T. Martens. Elgard Miller, Pote Iman. Is op die middellyn. Weer beskikbaar. Cheese van Toner, die manne is daar. Maar WP kry vir hom Lance Sherrill. Ja, Pote Iman byna onderskep hy vir hom. Scheidsregterbag vir voordeel. Lyk gevaarlik as Stef Nel begin hardloop en hierdie bal en hy gaan ver veldlyn vir die WP. En 'n mens wil vra, hoe kan die WP hierdie manne die span uitlaat?
Chris, weer eens hier aan die buitekant van Stef Nel met daar 2-3 WP spelers wat met die bal kon gehardloop het. Ek dink Wessel Provinsie is so ingestel om die bal te skop om die Vrystaat op verdediging te hou, dat hulle vergeet daar is geleenthede om ook die doellyn aan te val.
Frankie Ferreira, Neely gooi die bal. Maar Vrystaat neem hom eenvoudig af. Cheese van Toner. Andre Joubert, Elgard Miller. Dis Brendan Venter, Pieter Miller. Dis Hempas Rademeier. Dis die ondersteuning daar vir die Vrystaat en die bal vir hom terug. Hulle het steeds beheer daarvan. Hy is nog nie uit nie. Andre Joubert wat 'n voetbal by kry.
En Chris, dit is wat die rugbymanne spoed deur die hande noem. Die bal het eenvoudig net die werk gedoen en toe die bal aan die buitekant uitkom, kon Joubert met daardie bal hardloop.
Ja, hulle het 15 na 20 meter te gewen daarmee.
16-9-6.
Hulle maak toe voordat die man in die bal vat.
Jy weet, Chris, dit is wat ek net van gepraat het. Die manne blaas nie vir my konsekwent wat die lyn staan reëls betref nie. Een oomblik maak die manne vroeg toe, dan word hulle nie gestraf nie. Volgende oomblik, dan is dit strafskop.
Kom.
Ja, dit is nie bevorderlik vir ons rugby nie. Lynstane is 'n fundament, 'n goeie platform vir aanvallende rugby. En na hoeveel lynstane kan die spel ordentlik aan die gang kom. Die slag wel, Charlie Cronje. Kwartlyn van die WP, Freddy Ferreira. Patterson wat al wegbars.
Die beweging van Wessel Provinsie, as hulle net miskien 'n bietjie hier na die 15 meter merk, nie na die binneveld gekom het, om so die doende die steelkant meer oop te maak, dan is dit baie meer gevaarlik as jy daardie tweede fase wen om dan steelkant om te speel.
Brendan Venter terug na Elgard Miller. Verdediging van die WP wat daar is. Die WP wil ook vir hom uithaal, maar Vrystaat wag vir hom. Vrystaat gaan onkant wees, want dit is 'n strafskop aan die WP. Op die grond gespeel.
Neely wat weer vandag sy hart uitspeel. Hy is heel wat kere wat ek hom baie keer gouer by die losbal gesien het as van die losvoorspelers.
Ja, Neely veteraan wat wedstryde aan betref vir die WP. Speel hierdie man ooit 'n swak wedstryd. Een van die staatmakers in die streepkry. Twee spelers vir die WP in die lyn staan. Daar was 3 van die Vrystaat.
Ons het sopas in daardie ingooi van Wessel Provinsie gesien dat die Vrystaat se agterspelers gouer na die bal toe speel as hy lospad as wat die Wessel Provinsie se manne. Dit wil vir my voorkom as die Wessel Provinsie manne wag dat hulle voorspelers daardie losbal moet optel.
Die Martens staties is hierdie skrum. Elgard Miller met die regtervoet. Goed genoeg. Van binnekant sy kwartgebied. Plaas die spel terug tot binne die halfgebied van die WP.
24, 26. 12, 24, 26.
Kan baie gevaarlik word. Hy het baie spoed. Cheese van Toner. Kom ons van 'n merwe gaan hom nie keer nie. Mike Bailey hoop teen is die eerste 3 van die wedstryd. Wel, dit het so maklik gelyk.
Ja, dit was eintlik 'n baie swak klapbal hier in die lyn staan. Dat die Cheese van Toner daar die 3 gegee het. Maar toe hy die bal ontvang het, was daar die 3 nog nie aan nie. Dit is eintlik 'n klapbal hier deur Wessel Provinsie se Charlie Cronje. Van Toner wat eenvoudig die bal optel. En hier is die 3 nog nie aan nie. Daar klop hy vir Sherrill en dan moet 22 meter oor as hy net eenvoudig te veel spoed vir Van der Merwe en ook vir Bailey.
Hy kry die applaus. Dis die eerste 3 van die wedstryd. Daar het dit begin. Klapbal deur die WP. Cheese van Tonner. Skitterend wat hy optel. Cheryl kan nie vir hom keer nie. Bali Swart kan nie vir hom keer nie. 22 meter oor doellyn toe. Ag, die 100 sou hy afgelê het in 10-5. Andre Joubert. Met die linkervoet as hy weer gly en is gelyk op 9 punte help. Hulle is stil.
Maar Chris, hier het ons pas gesien, jy weet, die oomblik wat jy 3 aanteken het, die 6 punte, of die moontlikheid van 6 punte is daar. Wes-Provinsie het met 3 skoppe 9 punte gekry en met 1-3 en Vrystaat is weer terug in die wedstryd.
Skielik is of daar lewe is in die Vrystaatspan. Pierre Rautenbach het hom wegbars. Dennis van Sail het opgetel. Henty Martens wag vir hom. Kry vir pote iemand. Wil vir hom daar op pad opveg. Kry dit nie heeltemal reg nie. Henty Martens is weer daar. Dis Brendan Venter. En pas Rademeier. Hy gaan vir hom vorentoe skop. Mike Bailey sal moet vir hom inwag. Hy is binne aan sy kwart gemeet as die bal spring. Vrystaat is baie gevaarlik, want Pas Rademeier het goed opgevolg. En kyk waar is Vrystaat. Binne aan die kwart gemeet van die WP. En Pas Rademeier daar die skopie self opgevolg. En het wys net weer, waarom moet jy opvolg as jy skop? Die nie lief goed.
Nummer 4, hier gekom. Kerekant.
Verligting sal nou gebring moet word deur Lance Cheryl vir die WP. Van sy kwartlyn af. Lance moet jy benut, jy moes uitskop. Andre Joubert binnekant sy kwartgebied. Maar WP in die proses wen hulle daarom veld.
En Chris, hulle het ook die ingooi in die lyn staan wat ook daarom 'n voordeel is.
Steady ball! Steady uit, stop the process!
Steady uit!
Maandag sal wasdag 'n moeilike dag wees in die WP en die Vrystaat. Elgard Muller. Mike Bailey. Was dit aanslaan? Ja, sê meneer Fransie Muller. Goeie opmerking van ons regisseur Org Potgieter vir die kyker wat swart en wit stelle het. Spelers met die bruin truie is die Vrystaat. Baie nat. Ek moet baie koud wees. Kan weer groot aanval verkom vir die Vrystaat as hulle boer op die aanval. Danksy Elgard Muller wat om ontpop in 'n waardevolle losskakel vandag vir die Vrystaat.
En met daardie 3 wat van Tonner aangeteken het, 'n nuwe 4 hier onder die Vrystaat se voorspelers en hulle agterspelers wat nou goeie balle druk op Wes-Provinsie toepas.
Freddy Ferreira. Hy gaan nie uitskop nie, Andre Joubert. Hier gaan 'n skepskop poging kom van hom aan die linkervoet. Dis moeilike omstandighede as hy gly. Bailey kan dit geraak aan daardie bal. Stef Nel.
Chris, ek dink daardie Bailey moes aan daardie bal geraak het voordat hy oor die doellyn is, anders sou hy definitief doodgedruk het, maar hy geen opsie eintlik gehad as om te probeer speel en vir Stef Nel probeer wegkry nie, anders was dit 'n 5 meter slag.
Henty Martens skryf hy Elgard Muller. Lance Cheryl wat vinnig aangekom het, Mathies van Tonner is daar. Hier gaan 'n tweede vaste bal uitkom, Henty Martens. Kry van Andre Joubert. Skopie wat nie heeltemal gaan waar hy hom wil hê nie, maar Vrystaat wil besit hê, daar gaan beskrum word. Vir die hanteerfout. En dis Vrystaat se ingooi, dis die doellyn van die WP links op die skerm.
Chris, en van die Wes-Provinsie se vaste manne en losmanne begin nou los staan en gee eintlik vir Vrystaat daardie geleentheid om goeie tweede fase te wen en meer manne van Vrystaat nou by die breekpunt as Wes-Provinsie.
Goed, iemand geen misverstand tussen hom en sy spanmaats. Goeie verdediging deur die WP. Cheese van Tonner is daar. Brendan Venter al uit. Andre Joubert. Elgard Muller. Elgard Muller nog steeds uit vir Ewen Skeepers. Ewen Skeepers wat vir hom wil hê, dit was 'n aanslaan, dan sal moet kom skrom.
Chris, na die beweging het ons gesien dat Martens eintlik so 5-6 meter van die vaste spel af staan en manne soek om die bal voor te gee. Ek dink Wes-Provinsie moet baie vinniger speel na die breekpunte toe.
Elgard Muller, dis Brendan Venter. Die veld wat sake moeilik maak en dis Martens. Mike Bailey het probleme. Vrystaat se verdedigers is daar, maar uitstekende werk deur Mike Bailey. Soos jy sou sê, hy nie die rots van Gibraltar. Wordt iemand van binnenkant sy eie halfgebied. Andre Joubert, ek dink hy het geweet daar die bal gaan na hom toe kom nou nie. Hier sal moet gekeer word deur Andrew Aitken, maar die Vrystaat is binne trefafstand. Baie na die doellyn van die WP.
Ek hou van die manier wat die man het nie probeer om die Wes-Provinsie speler te klop nie. Hy het hom eenvoudig net uit die spel uitgeneem en toe die bal vir die man gegee wat in 'n beter posisie was om die skop uit te voer of die beweging verder te voer. Dink dit is 'n les wat rugby vir al die chokkertjies kan leer. Skakel die man van binnekant af uit en dan kan jy beter aanvalle doen na die buitekant toe.
Hier strafskop teen Dennis van Sail. Nou Vrystaat kon nog nooit in hulle geskiedenis 2 jaar na mekaar hier wen op Nieuweland. Hulle het dit verlede jaar gedoen, dis 9-11 met 23 minute speeltyd oor. Kan dit vandag 'n geskiedenisdag wees vir hulle?
Maar dit nie reguit ingekom nie.
Chris, hier in die laaste 10 minute is Wes-Provinsie eintlik maar net toeskouers. Die Vrystaat is die manne wat op die oomblik die spel lewer en Wes-Provinsie hier onder druk hou. Hulle sal moet 'n plan maak om vir al die voorspelers van die Vrystaat in te trek en nie net met skoppe die wil drie kry.
Dis en daar nie voordeel is vir die WP nie. Die WP wil vir hom uithaal, Vrystaat kry vir hom, maar hulle moet skrum. Kan nie vir Piet Bester kwalijk neem en daar die bal het so vinnig uitgeskiet daar. Andre Joubert pragtig onder daar die ballen. Kry vir Ewen Skeepers.
Dit is die indruk wat ek van die Wes-Provinsie kry is dat hulle met hoë skoppe hoop dat die opponente maak 'n fout om sodat hulle dan 'n 3 kan kry. En met 'n heel agter soos Andre Joubert en Vrystaat wat meteen aanvalle kom uit skoppe het, is dit nie die taktiek om toe te pas nie.
Skitterende werk deur Enty Martens as hy raak gevat het Pieter Muller. Bailey het teruggeval binnekant sy kwartgebied. En met Tempas Rademacher by hom gaan hy seker maak dat hy hierdie skop van hom uitkry. So 5-3 binnekant die halfgebied van die WP. Hier pote iemand. Slag WP wat vir hom afneem. Andre iemand waar aankom. Freddy Ferreira kry vir Charlie Cronje. Harde werk vir hierdie Charlie Cronje.
Maar weer eens was het Charlie wat in trend op sy eie daar was en dink die ondersteuning van die Wes-Provinsie se voorspelers die oomblik wat hulle wegspeel is nie so goed soos die Vrystaat se nie. Die Vrystaat het meer manne by die breekpunt en sodoende kry hulle beter tweede fase werk.
Andre Joubert en Tempas Rademacher wat mekaar vashardloop en Stef Nel wat op die bal geval en uitkom.
Ja, dit is typies Wes-Provinsie. Ek dink meeste van hulle 3 verjaar het basies gekom as gevolg van foute van die opponente en Stef Nel natuurlik die man wat daai tipe van fout baie goed uithou. Freddy Ferreira wat wag vir die bal, dan die hoë skop en dophou hier vir nommer 15 Joubert en dan die vleuel hier aan die regterkant. Hulle hardloop die mekaar vas. Die bal spat weg. Stef Nel is by goed opgevolg daar en plaasvervanger vir Neil Burger druk dan sy 3.
Hy het 2-3 gedruk wat hy onderskep het teen Natal vroeër vanjaar hier op Nieuweland. Nou druk hy die WP se eerste 3, maar 3 wat gedruk word na 'n fout van Natal of liewer van die Vrystaat. So dit vroeër gesê, WP wat nie werklik vir 'n 3 maak nie. Maar as 4 punte werd is 13-9 voor as Lance Sherrill hierdie bal stel baie na aan die kantlyn. Aan die oorkant, so 6 meter. Net buite aan die kwartgebied van die Vrystaat. As 'n natkol daar waar hy staan met die linkervoet gaan hy skop Lance Sherrill. Hy tref hom goed. Hy tref hom baie goed. Niks fout met sy skopskoen nie. Maar Lance Sherrill in die WP wat voorloop 15 punte teenoor 9, 'n 3 elke, 3 vir die WP deur Stef Nel en 'n 3 vir Vrystaat deur Cheese van Tonner. En vir die laaste 19 minute wat Hugh Bladen en Dave Stewart.
Thank you, Chris and Tiny. Well, a little bit against the run of play, that try coming for Western Province, but Stef Nel onto it very quickly. You bear with the restart. Sherrill. Rotenbach. How can he do something with this ball? Get it, loosen it up for Free State. Province defense is good. They're still trying to just tap it back. I must say both sides have stood up well in the scrums, considering the mud underfoot. Rademacher, Nell is up to him, good tackle by Steffi. Human cleaning up for Free State. Lance Sherrill very nearly got a boot to it. Martins, now Western Province on the charge. Neil Huthrow getting it back. Stef Nel again with Joubert getting back for it. Feeds it into Helfat Miller. He's under a lot of pressure. Freddy Ferreira up there. Oh, that was better play. Pressure play by Western Province. Helfat Miller is saying, come on guys, you can't give me ball like that. And certainly a different picture in the crowd to when we saw after Cheese from Tonder's try.
As so often happens, Free State have been doing all the playing. Just one little error there and they've given away a try, and Free State and Western Province got their tails up now.
Just a stray boot coming through. It was Andre Bester who was on the charge for Free State, gaining him about 10 metres. His throwing into Kluter has been good today. Martins, Muller. That was a good clearance by Helfat Muller. He was under quite a lot of pressure and taking play to about 5 metres inside the Free State half.
26! 9! 6! 26! 9!
Prunier who got the tap back, the tackle by Rotenbach. Ferreira. Rademacher waits, Sherrill is up there very quickly, can't bring him to ground, but eventually the heavy men come and do that. Peter Muller trying to get it back, this is Ferreira, Premier on the charge. Now Province will want to loosen this up, the Free State backline is realigned well.
So vital for Western Province to loosen that one up, and this has been a failing in their game this year, and this is why they're not scoring tries. Tiny was saying just now the loose fours don't get there quick enough. That was a ball they should have won.
Well, Andrew Patterson, who's been on the injury list, had a game for the Western Province B side last week up at Loftus Versfeld. Interested spectators. Western Province ball. Good scrummage by Free State. Again putting pressure, but Western Province coming back at them as Aitken holds the ball in the scrum. Now they're getting the drive going. Clear from Mr. Muller.
Right into your own people. Right into it. That's a penalty.
Could have been a penalty to Free State, that, if he didn't like it. Again, Muller will get this ball with a lot of pressure from Budiman Ferreira. Comes out slowly from Martins. Muller doing well. Well, a man with history, will say, has 2 test caps to his name, but both as a replacement. Replacing Nas Botha on this very ground against the International 15 in 1989.
16, 24, 19!
Nobody can mistake the voice of Budiman Ferreira. Well cleaned up there by Bali Swart, but an awkward ball to Glenn Gelderblom. Doing well to stay on his feet. He's tackled eventually by David Thron, Ferreira, Cronje. Western Province perhaps just overdoing this. Cheese van Tonder is having an absolute stormer today. Cleaning up for Free State. Can they move this ball? Fenta, Skeepers, Andre Joubert on the charge. The ball stayed in field. Bailey is across there. He misses it. And eventually Skeepers just showing his a bit of disgust in the fact that he had slipped and couldn't retrieve that ball.
There's a lot of skill among that loose forward trio, the Free State. Porter Himan and Cheese van Tonder particularly. Robbing Western Province of a lot of ball.
Good tap back by Pansel, nicely cleared out by Martins. Fenta, now it's Peter Muller. Tempus Radimer just running into the player by mistake there. Western Province defence, back for his Bailey. Another good catch by him. Mike Bailey's certainly been given a run around this afternoon, but his hands have been great.
Yes, it seems, Hugh, that Free State are prepared to play. They're staying on their feet well. They're backing one another up well. They're not looking for any pace until there's someone that really can run. Whereas Province aren't really looking prepared as if they want to move the ball around the field.
That was lovely work by Cronje at the line out. Himan getting it to Van Tonder. Rotenbach was up there in support. Well picked up by Himan for Western Province. Fed back by FC Smith. Sherrill. And it looks like Cheese van Tonder is down. As he went charging through, well, a man who, although he spent a few minutes in the cooler, has really been playing his heart out and rewarded with a very good try. He's really one of the key players in the Western Province side at the moment, and they won't want to lose Van Tonder. And the replacement there just getting ready. It will be Andre Fenta, it is, the tech player. Here we see Cheese van Tonder on the charge as he goes past Steffi Nell. Well tackled by Charlie Cronje. You see on the right-hand side of the screen, Pierre Rotenbach was up in support, but Cheese was unable to loosen the ball up. And now a little bit of a misunderstanding at the moment. What has happened? Where is Cheese van Tonder? We can't see him at the moment. This is Pierre Rotenbach coming off. I'm not quite sure why he came off, but the replacement is on. And Pierre Rotenbach came on. Cheese van Tonder is still on the field. And the Free State, in fact, calling Pierre Rotenbach off the field. In there goes the replacement for Free State, Fenta, but it's a high hoist by Western Province. Martins under a lot of pressure. Good play by Ferreira. Patterson taking it on. Now Province will want to get this back. Bali Swart, Cronje charging over the advantage line again. Ferreira keeping it very tight up Province. Rademacher. Well, a good enough clearance for Hempus Rademacher there. He was right up against the touchline and just making sure of his kick. 10 minutes to go, vital game, remembering that last year Free State in fact beat Western Province both home and away. 21-16 it was here and 31-19 at the Free State Stadium.
quite apparent that the Western Province side have decided not to take on the Free State backline and to keep playing down the blind side with Freddie Ferreira popping little kicks over and Charlie Kinread popping back in.
Muller, good cover by Aitken. Couldn't get it away to Steph Nellis. Muller gets the boot in again. This is Andre Yabert. This is going to be a straight race. I think he's got the pace to make it. Bailey's trying to close in on him, stopping him from going under the poles. Andre Yabert. Clever play by Helfart Muller there as he saw a little bit of space. And then Andre Yabert, who's no slouch when it comes to sprinting, making all the running.
There it is. Out to Helfart Muller, prepared to chip positively, little chip ahead. And Andrew Aitken misreading that little change of direction with Cobus van der Merwe. The Free State boot getting to the ball. And Andre Jabeur away with really no one. Bailey way out of position. Cobus van der Merwe, you will remember, was cutting across. Bailey's arrived. And Andre Jabeur, great try. Probably well deserved, although it's come from the own half of the field. They've been prepared to try all the time. As I was just saying just now, the Western Province backline not prepared to take on this Free State backline.
Well, there's only 8 minutes left in the game, so this conversion absolutely vital for Free State. And he's hooked it rather badly. So just 2 points the difference. 8 minutes left.
Helfart Muller with a little chip with his left foot again. And Aitken fielding well, and yet misreading Cobus van der Merwe running across him.
A happy bounce there for Andre Yabeur. It's quite interesting. You see, Brendan Fenter doesn't give up the chase. He's right up there in support. Now Yabeur's getting a lot of instruction from him as to where to put that ball. Back with reality as Muller finds his touch. About 7 meters inside the Free State half.
Probably quite good thinking by Brendan Fenter there too. He was looking for the inside pass because he could have scored under the poles, of course.
See Free State winning a good percentage of their own ball. That time it was Neil Dufo going high. Clear indication from the referee that they were going barging into the Western Province players, Free State. And so a chance for Longshore. 11 points today to add to the 61 he's already scored in Currie Cup rugby this season. Well, Mr. Jan Picard, president of the Western Province Rugby Union, shin in hand. Kicked magnificently at Loftus Clashveld last week and only missing his first penalty, and then stuck over 7 and only missing the 1 today. Perfect view. And Western Province now 5 points in the lead.
Well, in these conditions, that is an absolutely marvellous kick. He's kicked 2 great kicks over Longshore. Both of them from about 50 metres out if you take the angle.
Well, that means he's kicked 5 out of 6 today, and in fact I see that he missed with he missed with his first penalty, so he's kicked in fact 7 and 6, 13. He's missed 2 out of 14 kicks. FC Smith in trouble. Peter Muller went across and got the hack ahead. Referee blamed for the first offence. FC Smith, he was at Van Riebeek High School here in Cape Town. In fact, I have a nephew who's at Van Riebeek High.
Did well to read the Free State move there. Free State kicking off the wrong way. He'd picked it up.
Muller to his brother. Nicely out to Evan Skip as he couldn't get it out to Yabeur. This is Thomas Brendan Fenter. Muller. And this will be an important role. Andrew Aitken back very quickly for Western Province. You see how difficult it is. Oh, when he loses control of it, not too used to playing in these conditions as Andrew Aitken. And Free State has scored. It is Helfart Muller, I think, who got in. Pete Bester is absolutely delighted with him. He gets a hug from his brother. Mistake there by Western Province, and Helfart Muller just seizing onto it immediately.
Helfart Muller now with his probing kick. Just kicks it downfield, looking for touch, really. Aitken's the only one that manages to get back there, and he was a little unlucky because it looked as if it was going to go over the goal line for a while. But yeah, picks it up, controls it for a while, and while he's trying to beat this man, he loses the ball. There's Andre Kluter picking it up, and Helfart Muller, the man that made the kick, picking up the try.
Well, it just goes to show how vital Lance Sherrill's former penalty was. This is about to kick under your bear. And the crowd will tell you that it's most. So just 1 point in it. I must say that Free State, having scored the 3 tries to 1, I just get the feeling, Dave, that Western Province are overdoing this effort to go over the advantage line all the time.
I don't quite understand what it means when they tell me that a fly-off has got to try and take his side to the advantage line. It's almost an impossibility. Free State coming out of their own 22 again, very positively, but making the mistake.
Without the ball. Well tackled without the ball there by Western Province. Clear from Mr. Francie Muller, but it's nice to see Helfart Muller so nearly got his pass away. Gabert. This one hasn't found touch, Van der Merwe. He's got Bailey on his inside. Van der Merwe just hacking and forward, finding a little bit of ground there, about 15 metres for Province. Free State calling the short line out again. Throng, Van Sale, Bester and Crenier. Crenier gets the tap. Cheese Van Tonde, who really would be my forward of the game, if not the player of the game.
Yes, he's done yeoman work. He's done a lot of work today, Cheese Van Tonde, and he got that great try.
Martins has done very well, coming on the chase very quickly as Brendan Fenter. Andrew Aitken holds on well. Western Province forwards doing well to move that ruck forward and so getting the put in. Good cover defence from their captain. Ferreira, Sherrill. Ball back, and I must say once again that the front rankers have done very well to stay on their feet. Ferreira, this time using the kick ahead himself. This is Joubert. Will he keep it alive? Just 1 minute to go. Jurgen Skeepers, a difficult customer to pull down. Puerto Himan, well tackled by FC Smith. Stafer gets it back. In fact, it is Free State trying to clear up again. Van Tonde is in there, so is FC Smith. Martins, the chase coming from Jurgen Skeepers again. Andrew Aitken across with it. And there wasn't much else he could do.
He covers an enormous amount of ground, Andrew Aitken. He did well there. A little unlucky today with those 2 little handling errors.
And I was just saying to Tiny and Dave Stewart earlier on that I'm sure when Andrew Aitken came down to Cape Town, he didn't expect to end up as the captain of Western Province.
Another game where Province haven't scored tries. They've been outscored 3-1 again today.
The referee's final whistle has gone. We thought that might have been for a penalty, but Mr. Francie Muller had blown him up exactly on the 40 minutes. And despite the conditions which you can see underfoot, I think a reasonable game of rugby. Western Province preferring to keep it very tight, using their forwards, using Charlie Crenier to a large extent, charging off the base of the rucks and mauls from a little pass from Ferreira. I think really Free State a little unlucky to lose this game. They were playing very...
Yeah, not a good kick, but a bit of a misunderstanding between Rademacher and Andre Joubert. One of the few mistakes Andre Joubert made. You pick Cheese van Tonda as the forward. I'd pick Andre Jabir as the back today. But such a willingness in the Free State side to run, and we see so little of it down in Cape Town here. Province have just lost their way for a while. They'll come back, but they need a lot more adventure in their side.
Well, there you can see the possession. Free State having 56% of the possession. They were, in fact, in the second half, despite or apart from a little period in play when Western Province came into the Free State half, Free State really having the better of the territorial advantage in that half. Eventually